For centuries, human economic value was tied to a single metric: the ability to retain and process information. Advanced artificial intelligence has now commoditized that skill. When a neural network can retrieve and synthesize the sum of human knowledge in milliseconds, traditional education and bureaucratic structures lose their primary utility. Our global institutions were built for the speed of paper and human memory. They lack the architectural capacity to manage the velocity and complexity of an AI-driven reality. Look at this architectural timeline. The decay of the Roman aqueduct, transitioning into fractured digital circuitry, illustrates a pattern. Operating systems, whether stone or silicon, crash when they can no longer support the complexity of their civilization. Legacy institutions often attempt to patch these errors through increased regulation or financial expansion, addressing the symptoms of the crash rather than the cause. Averting a total systemic collapse requires a full-scale architectural migration to a decentralized, cryptographically verified Web3 framework. This infographic details the Future World Platform, a Web3 operating system built specifically for the demands of the AI era. The engineering challenge is to bypass institutional gridlock without centralizing global power into an opaque, algorithmic authority. Physicist Stephen Hawking warned that mismanaged centralized AI could pose an existential threat. Without decentralized guardrails, the technology risks becoming destructive. A cryptographic node network offers a systemic alternative. By distributing authority across millions of interconnected nodes, the system removes the vulnerabilities of a central power hub. This distribution relies on three functional pillars: decentralized governance, radical transparency on a public ledger, and AI-assisted execution. This shift moves the baseline of human value towards collaborative, decentralized problem-solving. Globally, there are over 2 billion active digital gamers. This represents a massive pool of untapped cognitive surplus. Currently, this high-level problem-solving intellect is contained within closed-loop entertainment ecosystems, producing no real-world economic output. The platform captures this surplus by redirecting gameplay into actionable scientific simulation. The gaming environment operates on real-world physics engines, ensuring that every action taken inside the simulation adheres to actual physical laws. For deep tech applications, the platform integrates quantum mechanics and mathematical modeling to test complex material sciences. It also includes biological and genetic simulations, allowing users to model protein folds or pharmaceutical structures. Built-in AI tutors guide users, correcting flawed methodologies and steering them directly toward unresolved engineering bottlenecks. Access to challenges scales based on a user's cryptographically verified competency. Users unlock advanced problems by successfully executing simpler solutions. This creates a network of millions of human nodes working simultaneously to solve actual infrastructure bottlenecks. This gamified execution transforms passive surplus into a massively scaled, crowdsourced research and development engine. Once a viable solution is generated within the simulation, it is submitted to the network as a formal infrastructure proposal. In legacy systems, human evaluation of data at a global scale creates a bottleneck. Committees cannot mathematically keep pace with millions of proposals. This diagram establishes the solution. The platform uses an AI cognitive layer to act as a high-speed logistical and economic feasibility analyzer. The AI simulates long-term outcomes and returns actionable data back to the community layer for review, bypassing traditional bureaucratic delays. This AI is programmed to detect and flag systemic biases or regulatory flaws within a given proposal. The AI functions as an analytical advisor. Final decision-making authority remains exclusively with the decentralized human nodes. Contrast this automated efficiency with traditional institutional bodies, where political coordination often leads to paralysis. By automating the evaluation process, this layer minimizes the influence of personal bias and bureaucratic self-interest, shifting the criteria for advancement toward verifiable technical merit. Blueprints must be converted into physical reality. Legacy funding models rely on centralized treasuries, which are susceptible to opaque capture and resource misallocation. The platform uses smart contracts that trigger funding and resource deployment the moment a community reaches consensus. This cryptographic execution moves resources without the need for banks or bureaucratic gatekeepers. The system operates on a public, verifiable, open ledger, ensuring radical transparency for every transaction. Resource allocation is auditable down to the microtransaction level, making the movement of funds visible to every user. The friction in legacy systems often results in physical decay and systemic poverty. Frictionless execution addresses these outcomes by removing the hurdles to infrastructure deployment. Radical transparency removes the opportunity for hidden corporate lobbying or state capture of community projects. The full architecture of the Future World platform relies on 4 central pillars. Governance, transparency, AI, and problem-solving function interdependently to maintain total system integrity. This pipeline forms an unbroken chain, taking a single user's cognitive input and translating it into real-world infrastructure. Over the last 2 decades, the rise of Web2 restructured the global economy. Platforms achieved massive market caps by networking digital information and social connections. The next technological cycle moves beyond the exchange of data. We are entering the era of the Internet of Action, Web3 platforms designed to network physical execution and real-world engineering. The platform acts as a peer-to-peer economy, eliminating the financial drain of extractive middlemen and traditional administrative overhead. Operational equity and financial value are returned directly to the active stakeholders and problem solvers. This architecture scales from local community projects to unified planetary coordination. This is a live, executable blueprint for a technologically unified civilization, turning data-driven coordination into physical results. The timeline to build decentralized, democratic guardrails around global AI architectures is limited. The cryptographic and AI technology required to prevent algorithmic authority already exists within this platform's blueprint. This investment targets the infrastructure of the coming decade. It builds the foundation for the next stage of human coordination. Deployment requires visionary technologists, architects, and deep tech venture capitalists. We are calling for the resources, code, and capital required to build this global operating system. The technological elite face a choice regarding the future of the internet. Decisive. You can watch the legacy system crash or actively engineer Humanity OS 3.0.